what I'm going to be doing this time around is to just give platforms or just little tips that's going to help from the barest of foundation, from the most basic level. So basic education, things that you're supposed to know before you leave the primary school and maybe lower junior secondary school, junior secondary school. So maybe later on we'll do some of the sciences and the rest of other stuff. But important, very important, working with numbers. So sometimes you have to work with numbers, fraction. Okay, in your introductory lessons in fraction, you're told you have different types of fraction: proper, improper, mixed, equivalent. Which type of fractions do we have again? If I miss anyone, you can comment. I think in our last lesson, we made a list of some other types of fractions. It's fractions, because this is requested anyway, so mixed fractions. So as you know, sometimes you can call it mixed number. So it has a whole number part, one whole number, 3/4, for example. Okay, let me write it in frame. Let's say a number like this, one whole number, 3/4. So 1 and 3/4, 1 plus 3/4. Okay, so what this means is you're thinking of, you have a whole number part plus, so this means 1 plus 3/4, 3/4. Okay, you get mixed numbers from improper fractions. Remember, we said improper fractions are fractions that the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So for example, something like 7/2, okay, because the numerator, remember the up is the numerator, is bigger. So when this is bigger than the denominator, you have an improper fraction. You can express this, you can write this as a mixed number, a mixed fraction. So what you do, first step, you divide the numerator by the denominator, divide by 2, like so. So when you divide by 2, if you have 7, break it down into 2 groups. You're going to have trees, 2 times 3. Yes, because 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 will remain, and is over 2. So that's going to be 3.5. Okay, so 7/2 equal to 3 whole number, and 1/2. And in the last class, I tried to demonstrate with cardboard papers, cut a strip of cardboard paper like so, and then you divide the fractions, proper fractions. Well, the same thing you can do with paper. Say you have 7 pieces of this thing. This is for the primary school. Now say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 2 more. 6, 7 now. So you have 7 of this, and you're grouping it into 2. One of the methods I find good to demonstrate something like, one of the ways you can demonstrate something like 7/2 is to think of, to draw bars like this. You can try this, especially for the lower primaries, to explain to them what you're doing. So think of, you have 7, you want to make them into two groups. You want to split this 7 into two parts. That's what it means. Okay, so this 7, what is up, divide by what is down. Okay, so let's say these two groups, one group should represent star, and then the other group should represent cross. Okay, so let's say this represents two different people. Okay, so star, the first person takes star, the next person take a dot. Okay, cross, dot, cross, dot. And now you have one hole left. You can see one hole left in the middle, right? So at the lower primary, what you teach is that division is like successive subtraction, taking away in with a set of rule. Yeah. Okay, taking away with a set of rule, taking away in two groups, you're taking away equal parts in twos, or you're grouping um, what the number on top in the to the number under. Okay, so now you have one card left. Yeah, the same one card, you're still going to split it into two, so that means you have to cut it. That one part becomes 1/2. So you now have three whole, 1, 2, 3 of this. 1, 2, 3. You have 3 this side, 3 on this side. Okay, and 1 out of, remember, fraction is part of a whole. So if this is a whole, this bit that goes for 1 is 1 part out of 2. Okay, so that's what you're saying. So that's the basics of mixed fractions. Mixed fractions simply means you're expressing the numbers in fraction plus whole number. Remember, improper fractions is what gives you mixed number or mixed fraction. You can have this, you can say mixed number or mixed fractions. So very simple. Hopefully this helps to try to do more breakdown. So if in doubt, practical idea, if possible, we can come up with experiments to help. So let's take another example. Let's say we have 37 divided by 5. Okay, this is an improper fraction like this. 37/5 is improper. So you have to convert this improper fraction to mixed fraction. How are you going to do it? So to do this, you divide 37 divided by 5. It should be 7 times. 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35. So 5, there will be, if you have 5, so this counting in fives, I think doing drills will also help children, and you discover that dividing by 5 is, or multiplying by 5 is easier than maybe other numbers, because we find it very easy to count in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, like that, like 55, 60. So this is very easy. So if you count these multiples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can see that counting in fives, going forward, yeah, you have 7 times. That's why so this Counting in fives is very easy. Dividing by five is very easy too. So, and you have five, so you discover that it was 35, right? To make up, you have two left, 2/5. So again, that two that is left is two parts of five. Okay, okay, two out of five. Okay, out of five. So that's the way to think about it. This is simple. When you are multiplying, when you are getting mixed numbers, you divide by, you do the normal division. But instead of doing the decimal, remember we did decimal in our class the last time. Instead of doing like this, if